This one starts out, of course, like normal in the Northeast where it's very, very cold. However, I'm headed somewhere south and much sunnier and warmer. Ian and his family contacted us fairly recently about a fresh to the market collection from the 1950s. Lots of stars were included, but none more important than a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle. He sent over a bunch of information, and it seemed really, really good, but I really wanted to see images. Believe it or not, he sent over an image of every single one. So Ian has us over to his home, and my really good friend Mark, who's actually down in Boca. So I fly in on Friday morning, Mark meets me there, we ring the doorbell, Ian answers it, he works from home, and he had everything laid out very meticulously. This collection of over 1,000 vintage baseball cards from the 1950s belonged to Ian's father. And so Ian and his sister had been deciding what they wanted to do with the collection. And that one particular card, the 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle, they realized was worth a lot of money and most of the value of the collection. But he doesn't remember his father opening packs, so he thinks his father was likely gifted the collection by a neighbor, by a family member, and the reason why he also believes this is that when Ian was a young kid, he discovered the collection in his dad's house in the back of a closet. So he takes out all the cards, rummaging through everything. He said, "Dad, you got a Jackie Robinson, you got a Ted Williams." And his dad's like, "Yeah, but who cares? They're not worth anything." Ian started bringing the cards to school. But then there was a point in which, you could see my goosebumps, the card hit $3,000 in near mint condition. Ian remembers scurrying home to tell his father about the big news, seeing the new price guide. That was the first time that Ian's father took a pause and said, we should maybe put that card in a special holder. How many trips did Mickey make to school? I have no idea. The fact that he survived, even in reasonable condition, is a testament to luck in Ian's family. Why in the world did I go down to Tampa if I've had these cards before and I know about them, and even though they're valuable, why did I try to secure the collection? And if you are even remotely involved in the baseball card world, you know that even the lowest condition of examples is worth thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. He was on the fence to grade it or to not to grade.
It was just the comfort level of mailing a valuable card to PSA grading. I didn't have a comfort level with doing that. It made more sense to look at it as an ungraded card and work with Leighton to sell it.
The really good thing that we avoided by doing all of that upfront work, on top of valuing the mantle and the jack and all the good stuff, but believe it or not, one of the things that almost caused us to not buy this collection was what he thought the rest of the common cards were worth. Because Ian was using PSA's website and saying to me, "Leighton, how can an ungraded 1957 Topps baseball common only be worth a couple bucks in X if the SMR price guide put out by PSA says it's worth $12 or $18? I said, "Ian, you're forgetting one really key important fact." And he said, "What's that?" I said, "You're looking at the values of those cards graded. You have ungraded cards." And so you can see by doing all this work before you go down and have to fly for an appointment and incur all of that expense and all of that time that's now out of your pocket, you can't get back. Even though it's a little scary, right? You might lose the deal. Believe it or not, you're much more likely to lose the deal and the purchase and that business that you could have done by not being upfront and not being transparent with folks. I like that you said, "Hey, I might want to keep a few cards." One of the ones I thought was really kooky was this cross-eyed fella, Clyde King from the 52 Topps set. But the real beauties are the ones that you're holding in your hands, a couple Teddy ball games and a Willie Mays. But why don't you tell the folks at home why you're hanging on to those for yourself?
These were pinned to my dad's bulletin board, so I think these were a couple of his favorite cards, and one of them he even has initialed. He used to trade these with his best friend, and they would actually write their initials on them. And when the other guy got it, his name is JD.
Cross it out.
They would cross it out and write the other initials.
He now understands that if he finds a collection like this or older with Tito 6s and there's Cobbs and there's Ruths, he knows Leighton from Just Collect is his guy to call.